Hello everyone, I received a comment asking me to compare Babylon 5 against the Star Trek weapons. Due to the vast array of different weapons in both universes, we're going to compare the United Federation of Planets weapons against the Interstellar Alliance weapons during the late 2260s. I wanted to be fair during this comparison, and I was really surprised to find out that some of my viewers think I'm biased towards Star Trek. I was shocked because the only time you'll see me be biased towards Star Trek if the CBS overlords hold me hostage. But anyways, we're going to compare both universes from the weakest weapons to the strongest weapons. At the end of the video, we'll see which universe has the most advanced weapons and strongest. Let's start out with the weakest weapons on the list, and that's the handheld weapons. In the Star Trek universe, it's very common for most characters to use hand weapons called a phaser, which shoots a particle beam. Depending on which level the phaser is on, will depend on if the individual being shot will be vaporized or just be injured. In the Babylon 5 universe, they use PPGs, which fire phase plasma, which can kill an individual immediately depending on where they get hit. I will have to give a point to the Star Trek universe due to the power that the phaser contains. A PPG does not have the same kind of power that a phaser has. When looking at both universes and their defense weapons on their ship, the comparison gets a little difficult. Babylon 5 younger race's defense weapons technology is no way as powerful as the Star Trek defense weapons. The Minbari and other older races, as well as the Interstellar Alliance defense weapons, have the technology to match the Star Trek defense weapons. Phaser cannons are very common secondary weapons in the Star Trek universe, and it is reported that the maximum output of a phaser cannon is 500 gigajoules, which is about 120 tons of TNT. For comparison, a 155mm nuclear artillery shell has an explosion yield of 72 tons of TNT, which is almost half the maximum output of a phaser cannon. Remember, this is the maximum output of a phaser cannon, and it's very rare for a phaser cannon to fire at full power. The most common secondary and primary weapons that we saw in Babylon 5 universe that were advanced enough to match the Star Trek universe is quantum discharge cannons. They are commonly used in the Interstellar Alliance ships. Most Interstellar Alliance ships technology is made up of Minbari and Varlan tech, and recently they're also putting Earth technology tech as well. We're going to look at the Victory class destroyer secondary weapons, which will be the new standard of weapons on Interstellar Alliance ships. We were never given the exact measurement of the destructive power of a single quantum discharge cannon, but by visual observation, we can conclude that a single quantum discharge cannon is not as powerful as a phaser cannon. In the episode The Long Road, we got to see the Victory class destroyer at full power with all their quantum discharge cannons. The destructive power visually does seem more powerful than the Star Trek cannons, but it takes multiple quantum discharge cannons to do so. The Star Trek weapons have the strongest cannon, but I must give Babylon 5 a half a point due to their primary and secondary weapons being able to combine together to increase its destructive power. The Star Trek universe gets full points for having the most powerful primary and secondary weapons. We must look at the kind of weapons that both universes' shuttlecrafts and fighters have. Most ships have shuttlecrafts and fighters or both in their shuttle bay. In the Star Trek universe during the 23rd century, they have a Class F shuttlecraft which did not have any armaments on their ship. Future designs will eventually have armaments, but not during this century. In the Babylon 5 universe, their shuttlecrafts also don't have any armaments, but they do have fighters that are armed. Their commonly used fighter is the Star Fury, which used pulse cannons. We were never told how powerful pulse cannons are, but what we do know is that they're not as strong as phaser cannons. Babylon 5 gets a point for having armaments on their ships. Bombs are very commonly used weapons on both universes. The Babylon 5 universe used thermonuclear devices, which has a yield around 2 megatons. For comparison, a little boy atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima in 1945 had a yield of 15 kilotons. 2 megatons total up to 2,000 kilotons of TNT. In the Star Trek universe, they use photon torpedoes, which has a yield of 64.4 megatons of TNT. Star Trek standard bombs are more than 10 times stronger than Babylon 5's. Star Trek gets 1 point for having the stronger bomb. It looks like Star Trek wins by 3 points, while Babylon 5 only has 1.5 points. To be honest, I wasn't surprised Star Trek won. Babylon 5 technology is less advanced in some ways due to the lack of sharing technology between the races. In the Star Trek universe, the United Federation and other different races have been sharing their technology for years and have a huge advantage over Babylon 5's races and governments. Babylon 5 older races' armaments are more powerful than most Star Trek weapons, but it wouldn't be a fair comparison if we compared both of them. If you're curious and you want to read more research about how powerful Babylon 5 weapons are, then please check out B5 Tech. There are articles written about this subject. I used some of the research to come up with my own conclusions about Babylon 5 weapons when I couldn't find any information that was canon. Thank you for watching this video. If you're interested to know more about recasting Galaxy Quest for today, then please like the video on the right. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and also click on the notification bell to keep yourself updated on my channel. Thank you for watching Utopian Broadcast, and I hope to see you next time on the Utopian Broadcast channel. Thank you.